So, you're thinking about taking that one big, amazing trip with your parents, but maybe you're feeling a little overwhelmed by all the what ifs. Well, you're in the right place. In this explainer, we're going to lay out a super clear blueprint to help you plan a rewarding, stress-free adventure and create some truly incredible memories.
Because really, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Getting away from the day-to-day grind and sharing a new piece of the world together.
Look, a trip with your parents can be one of the most fulfilling things you ever do. But let's be real, the logistics can feel kind of daunting. But don't you worry, we're going to walk you through a clear step-by-step guide to turn any travel anxiety you have into pure, confident excitement. So before we jump into the how-to, let's spend a minute on the why. Understanding the incredible rewards of a trip like this is the exact motivation you'll need to tackle all the planning head-on. At the end of the day, traveling together really strengthens your family bonds. Sharing new experiences, like trying a totally new food or figuring out a new city together, it builds a kind of connection you just can't get sitting at home. Even the little challenges you face on the road become these team efforts that honestly just bring you closer. And this is the big one, creating those memories. These trips are where those amazing family stories come from. It could be something as simple as a quiet moment watching a sunset, or finally seeing a historical site you've all only read about in books. Or maybe it's just laughing together on a long train ride. These are the moments that truly stick with you forever. A trip is also the perfect chance to explore those things you all love, but in a brand new setting. Maybe your family is into art, or history, or just being out in nature. Now you get to dive into those interests together, creating this shared experience that's going to deepen your connection for years and years to come. Okay, so let's get into the practical stuff. Good planning is absolutely the key to a smooth trip, and we've broken it all down into 4 essential pillars. We are going to cover health and mobility, how to choose the perfect destination, the best transportation options for you, and what to look for in accommodations. I promise if you get these 4 things right, you have built the foundation for an absolutely fantastic trip. All right, pillar number 1 starts with a healthy dose of reality, their health. Before you even think about booking a flight, it's time to have a conversation. Like Ali Wolanski points out in our source material, taking your parent to their doctor for a little pre-trip checkup is just a really smart first move. It's also super important to honestly assess their day-to-day mobility. And hey, this isn't about setting limits, it's about empowerment. It helps you plan a trip that is genuinely, truly enjoyable for them. Okay, so once you have a clear picture of their health and mobility, then you can get to the fun part, choosing the perfect destination. The key here is to balance excitement with comfort. Think about places that are a bit calmer, easy to get around. For example, Sofia Perez chose Jamaica for a trip with her mom because it offered a new experience but at a much slower, more relaxed pace. Oh, and it's always a good idea to do a quick search for nearby medical facilities, just for peace of mind. So, how are you going to get there? Well, there is no single best way to travel. It's all about what's best for your family. Flying is fast, for sure, but airports can be exhausting. Trains are often way more relaxed and spacious, but they might not go directly where you want to go. And driving? It offers amazing flexibility for stops whenever you want, but it can get pretty tiring on those long journeys. The right choice really just depends on the distance and your parents' comfort levels. Now, if you do decide to go with a plane or a train, there are some simple things you can do to make the whole journey so much smoother. Don't ever hesitate to ask for wheelchair assistance in airports. It's not just for people who can't walk, it's a fantastic way to get through those long terminals without getting wiped out. Requesting early boarding is another great move to avoid the stress of big crowds. And, like travel expert Spicer points out, booking early is key to making sure you can lock in all these helpful services. And where you stay is so much more than just a place to sleep. It's your home base for comfort and for safety. Priscilla, who travels with her mom, recommends always looking for hotels with elevators and step-free access to rooms. And you gotta pay attention to the little details inside, things like grab bars in the bathroom, good lighting, and comfortable beds. They can make all the difference for a restful and secure stay. Okay, you've done all that amazing planning. Let's move on and see how that translates to the actual day-to-day experience of being on the trip together. So once you're actually on the trip, your most important tool is something super simple, communication. Talk about the daily plans, check in on how everyone's feeling, manage expectations. The simple act of just talking to each other can prevent so many misunderstandings and keep everyone's stress levels way, way down. This insight from Priscilla's experience is just golden.
She learned that being attentive and proactive, just making sure her mom was hydrated and comfortable by taking regular breaks, made the trip enjoyable for both of them. It's really all about tuning in to what each other needs.
And that brings us to the art of pacing. Seriously, think of your trip like a marathon, not a sprint. Traveling can be tiring for anyone, so building in downtime is totally non-negotiable. You have to resist that urge to cram too much into a single day. The goal isn't to see everything, it's to enjoy everything you see. A relaxed pace with plenty of room for a spontaneous rest on a park bench or an unplanned detour is the real secret to keeping everyone's energy and spirits high.
Now, even with the best planning in the world, life happens. So let's talk about being prepared for those unexpected bumps in the road. And listen, having a plan isn't about worrying. It's about being confident that you can handle whatever comes your way.
Being prepared for a potential medical issue is actually really straightforward. As Naughton suggests, make a list of all necessary medications and pack them. Before you even leave, do a quick search for local clinics or hospitals where you're going. And just carrying a simple list with emergency contacts and doctor's info, along with considering travel insurance, that provides an invaluable peace of mind.
And what about the smaller stuff, like just general discomfort or fatigue? Well, the solution is beautifully simple, and it brings us right back to what we've already talked about. Take frequent breaks, listen to each other's needs, and keep that schedule flexible. A good travel pillow or a comfy pair of shoes can also be a total game changer. But when it all comes down to it, the most powerful tool you have is your attitude. Things might not always go exactly as planned, a flight could be delayed, a restaurant might be closed, but staying positive, staying flexible, and staying focused on the real goal, which is enjoying your time together, that's what will turn any little hiccups into just another part of the adventure. So there you have it, a blueprint for a trip that's not just successful, but truly deeply memorable. The path is clear, and a whole world of shared experiences is just waiting for you. The only question left is, what incredible story will you and your family create together?